I think I'm getting land sick. I haven't caught a fish in 2 days. It feels like I'm falling apart.
Could you please describe what you see in the following images for me?
That's a snapper.
And this?
That's a bass. Looks like a can of ADOS. That's a kawai. That's a Mercury Verado. It looks like a Stabicraft 2400.
Okay, Nicky, try this ADOS adhesive. This will help you hold it all together.
ADOS, proud sponsors of ADOS Addicted to Fishing.
I'm Nicky Sinden, and since I could hold a handline, I have been addicted to fishing. Whether it's straight lining for snapper, jigging for kingfish, dropping deep for harpooker, or jumping in and going spearfishing, I love it all. Join me each week as I road trip around the country, travelling to both New Zealand's most iconic fishing destinations and stepping off the beaten track to show just how good Kiwi fishing really is. Whether it's a girls' trip, fishing with a local, or riding solo, I am on a constant quest to satisfy my insatiable fishing addiction. Welcome to ADOS Addicted to Fishing. This week we're travelling all the way down to the Marlborough region, and we're not just going on the water, we're going under the water. Here we are in the beautiful South Island, and we're going to be checking out the Marlborough Sounds, which hosts a fifth of New Zealand's entire coastline.
Yeah, so I live and breathe fishing. It's a huge part of sort of the lifestyle around here for me and my friends anyway. Mum and Dad were always pretty keen on surf casting or straight lining for snapper. Yeah, I haven't been too far away from the water for most of my life, I guess, yeah. The great thing about the Sounds is you've obviously got the Queen Charlotte, you've got the Plora Sound, you've got Port Underwood, so it doesn't matter what the weather is, we can always get in somewhere for a fish or a dive easy enough. There's obviously a fairly big array of critters to chase around here. Yeah, we've got it all really now, yeah. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, how's it going?
Good, good.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
Thanks for taking us out today.
No worries. Hopefully the weather holds.
Yeah, it's a bit windy, isn't it?
Should be able to find something to eat.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty excited because the Queen Charlotte Sounds has quite a lot to offer here.
Yeah, yeah. You can get out of most weathers here, easy enough. Yeah.
There's always somewhere that you can hide, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah, and something you can go for a dive or a codfish or whatever, so.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, shall we throw the boat in the water and we'll get on our way?
Right, sweet.
Okay. Right, Queen Charlotte Sounds, here we come.
Sweet, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Be good to get in the water with Nicky. Don't know if she'll be used to the cold water down here. 15 degrees, 14 degrees, which we think's pretty warm, but I think it's a bit different up north. Hopefully get into a feed of butters, maybe some moki, maybe shoot a cod even. Pretty likely that we'll get onto them, hopefully, fingers crossed. I should never say that. You got crays, scollies are all through the Sounds here. Oysters, mussels, a few kinas around. I hear that Nicky's pretty partial to a feed of kinas, so we'll see if we can't score a feed of them. And yeah, there's no shortage of stuff really that we can go and have a crack at. Yeah, we'll go out and hit up the entrance of the Queen Charlotte Sound, northern entrance. Try and tuck in out of this northwest wind. Should be easy enough to find a spot, park up, have a cruise around, it'll be good.
So here we are on the most northern entrance to the Queen Charlotte Sound, which is at the top of the Marlborough Sounds, at the very top of the South Island. And this is one of Will's favourite little spots. He reckons that if we jump in the water here, we might even get a shot at a Blue Moki. Anything else?
Oh, you might get a
Butterfish?
Crayfish if we're lucky. There's a few pawas around as well. And hopefully get a scolly on the way in home tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's a big list of things, but...
Oh, yeah, a couple of them will do.
Yeah, a couple will do. Even if we only get a few, then we'll be stoked. What's our water temp? Our temp is a nice cool 15 degrees. That's okay. We'll get suited up and we'll jump in and Fingers crossed. I'd love to shoot a Blue Moki.
Yeah, well, hopefully. It's a nice little point just there, a heap of kelp and good tide, so.
Yeah, they generally like a little bit of current, don't they? They just sit looking into it, so. Oh well, let's get into it.
Have a cry.
Spearfishing is the most selective way of fishing. You only catch what you want to pull the trigger on, and you have to do it all while swimming and sneaking around in the fish's environment, which adds to the challenge, especially considering that you have to do all of this while you're holding your breath. Blue Moki are found on both rocky structures and sandy weed edges, where they're typically hanging out in pairs or in schools. I sneak over a rocky edge to find a school of them sitting up current, and then bam, got my dinner before breakfast time. This isn't an example of the biggest Blue Moki, but it was over the 40 centimetre legal limit for taking this fish home. Will is on a mission to nail one of the most delicious and the most common fish found in the Marlborough Sounds, the Blue Cod. Their aggressive and confident nature means that they will even come right up to you to see if there's any food in it for them. Click, click, boom! It's a perfect headshot. The minimum size limit for a Blue Cod is 33 centimetres, but it does vary in different areas, so it's best that you check your local fishery rules. Stay right there to see more of what's on offer under the water in the Marlborough Sounds. Here we are at the top of the South Island in the Queen Charlotte Sounds, spearfishing with a local lad called Will who is obsessed with getting in the water.
So I kind of followed in the old man's footsteps with fishing. Did a lot of surf casting as a kid, a lot of diving and that. Still pretty mental on straddle hunting for snapper. Even though our snapper fishery is probably not what it is up north, it's still sort of fairly high up there for me. My favourite kind of fishing would have to be king fishing, jigging for kings. We haven't really had a kingfish fishery down here for as long as I can remember, and just the last couple of years it's picked up pretty cool. So we've, me and my mates have got right into it. It's pretty cool. Come summer, we jump in the water. Me and the boys would be on a good week 3 or 4 times, and on a bad week we'd get into the water once probably. Mainly just chasing crays and powers and try and shoot the odd kingy and a few butters and moki and that, yeah.
Sometimes when I'm driving on top of the water, it really blows me away to think that there is a whole nother world going on down there. So whenever I get the chance, I love to get in and see what's happening. I'm determined to get another tasty Blue Moki for the team for dinner. And as I come up over a ledge, I see one just in reach. That's a big fat kia ora. Will is using the 120 carbon gun from Wede. This setup is a little bit more stealth than my gun because it doesn't have a float line. The line is on a reel on the gun, which means that you can shoot the fish and then safely swim to the surface without risk of losing your gear. These types of guns are for serious spearers who are confident to spear fish without the extra line. But be careful, you don't want to go shooting fish that are too big, as they might strip all of your line. When it comes to Kina, the top of the South Island provides some absolute monsters. They're crushed open where the roe is extracted and deliciously eaten. You'll either love them or you'll hate them. It's definitely something to try at least once in your life. Personally, I quite like Kina. My favourite way to eat them is in an omelette with lemon sauce. Kina are voracious grazers, and as accessible and as abundant as they are a key species when it comes to ecosystem stability. If numbers get too out of control, they can cause what's known as Kina barrens, where the kelp beds are eaten bare, leaving nothing but bare rock behind. And that's a sign of a very unhappy ecosystem. Luckily, what we can see here is a healthy ecosystem, because the Kina numbers are plentiful but not completely out of control. These little sea urchins are endemic to New Zealand waters, and they've been known to reach up to 17 centimetres. That's the size of a dinner plate. Will and I are gathering a delicious feast of tasty southern treats, but we're not finished just yet. The ocean's currents caused by the tide greatly influence the feeding habits of the fish. The current brings nutrient substances and organisms which increase food chain activities. As all good hunters know, it's all about covering ground, so we're going for a swim to see what else we can find. Will has come up over a ledge to find a blue cod ready for the taking. Again, with a perfect shot, we have another fish to add to the dinner table tonight. Tackle tips and tactics, brought to you by Smart Marine. After the summer months, some sparrows like to put the gear away until the water warms up again. So, a tip that we've got for you today is on how to preserve the rubber and the bungees on your spear gun. Now what you can do is, this is so easy and simple. All you do is you pop your rubbers and your bungees into a plastic bag and put them into your freezer. And that means that when you pull them back out again during summer, they'll be in the same condition as they were when you put them in. For all your fishing needs, head on down to your local Smart Marine store. Coming up, we see what else the Marlborough Sounds has to offer. Here we are in the sunshine capital of New Zealand, the Queen Charlotte in the Marlborough Sounds. Will Porter has joined me on a spearfishing mission to see what's going on under the water.
We jump in the water 3 or 4 times a week. A good week. Bad week, we might get in once kind of thing, just chasing butters and moki, crays and powers. And yeah, come summer we were pretty active on chasing kings, trying to shoot a few kings. So spearfishing in the south is really growing. We seem to get a bit more warmer water down here, more and more people getting into it. We're getting a bit more of a diverse range of warm water species. My best fishing memory, it's a bit of a hard one, I've got a toss up, because if Mum and Dad are watching this, it'd have to be when we caught a big snapper together, first big one that we caught together, straight lining at night time one night. It was pretty cool. Gave me the shakes for a wee while. On the other side, I did catch my personal best kingfish last January, which was pretty big for around here. Me and the boys were all pretty jacked up. Bit of a maiden voyage, and yeah, we still all watch the videos to this day. Have a few beers and watch the videos. It's sort of, yeah, something that gets us racked up for the weekend. That fish there was 36.6 kilos. Since then, I don't even think I've got one 36.6 pounds. So it's sort of, yeah, for around here, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it's certainly pretty well engraved into my mind, yeah.
So far, we have managed to shoot 2 blue cod and 2 blue moki, while also gathering a tasty feed of Kina. One fish that we want to get is a butterfish, which are also known as green bone. They have a greenish tinge to their bone structure, which is thought to be caused by their diet. They're a herbivorous species that are typically very, very challenging to catch on a rod and reel, but they're one of the most common species to shoot on a spear. You can find them all over the country, but typically they are larger in the more southern areas, where they can reach around 70 centimetres and just under 5 kilos. The current New Zealand spearfishing record stands at 4.7 kilos. Butterfish have a minimum size limit of 35 centimetres and can be found in shallow areas of kelp, preferably with the current running. They like to sit on the current facing side of a rock, either on the front or sitting either side of it. So to hunt these fish, approach them down current and make your dive as you get to the rock, and you might get lucky. As abundant as these fish are, they're still a great way to test your spearfishing skills, as they're known to disappear into what seems like thin air when they know they've been spotted. A fantastic eating fish, and they are always fun to hunt. We're nearly at the end of our dive, but before we finish, I'm pretty keen to try my luck at getting a butterfish as well. I take a few deep breaths in and out while I'm on top of the water. This helps me slow my breathing right down to get more time under the water. I dive down and snoop along the bottom. Then just in front of me I see a butterfish, which has a huge chunk taken out of it. This seems like an obvious target, and I decide to put it out of its misery. I use the business end of my spear to dispatch it, and then we're off to find another fish. One more quick dive down, and I spot another butterfish for the taking. I think it's safe to say that the fishery in the Marlborough Sounds is thriving. Being able to jump in the water and hunt your own prey is an extremely satisfying way to fish. And just for the record, I've not even been cold at all. The water is a crisp 15 degrees, but I'm nice and toasty in my 5mm wetsuit by Weddy. So I'm on my way back over to Will, but then I decide to do one last duck dive just in case. Man, I'm glad that I did. I ended up nailing a Blue Moki that is my personal best. Check this out.
That's a goodie.
How often do you ever see Kina like that?
Big fish just from that one, eh?
Look, it's almost the size of my face.
Oh, good. You went well then.
Do you eat Kina?
No, I'm not too tough on it, but all my mates do, yeah.
Yeah? Wonder if I should have a nibble.
Yeah, going well. It's got a nice bit.
Yeah? I've only ever eaten Kina once.
Good looking. Good look. Oh, it's beautiful.
Whoa, check out the size of that roe.
Enjoyed it. I wonder what should I do.
Right. Lots of people have mixed feelings about these sorts of things, but here goes. Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
I'll take your word on that one.
Hey, thanks so much for coming out with us. It's
worries,
been a
cool.
really, really cool afternoon.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm really enjoying the South Island. I don't think I want to go back. And I hope that you enjoyed watching us gather this harvest on ADOS Addicted to Fishing, and we will see you again next week. Right, let's get these back to the boat. Gear, Care and Catch, brought to you by Trade Zone. So our mates over at Weddy have designed this wicked float boat. This is awesome because what it means is that when you're in the water and you're spearfishing, you can come and put all of your catch underneath here. It keeps it out of direct sunlight and, more importantly, away from the pesky sharks. Now, I also love it because it's great for the kiddies. So you can take it out and the kids can jump all over it and it won't sink. So it's really, really handy. It's got some wicked graphics on it. So it's really handy having all the different measurements for some of the areas. You do want to check online to make sure that they fit with your area, but it's really handy, especially if you're fishing up in Northland. It's a big fat kia ora. For all your engineering needs, head in store or order online at www.tradezone.co.nz. Check out the ADOS Addicted to Fishing YouTube channel to catch all of our previous episodes. And don't forget to head over to our Facebook page for competitions, news, reviews and updates. ADOS Addicted to Fishing adventures in confidence in our Stabycraft, which is powered by our Mercury Marine, and we tow it around with our Ford Ranger. Smart Marines supply us with our Shimano tackle, and we find the best fishing spots with our Furuno. We cook our catch thanks to barbecues and more, and clean up using Bosch hot water products, supplied by our local Chester's Plumbing Store. We're reaching new heights with total access. We keep up to date with New Zealand Fishing News magazine, and it all sticks together thanks to ADOS.